Here's my settings video. I know a lot of people have been asking and wondering about my settings, um, and I'm just finally getting around to it. Yeah, here's the stats and here's the settings. I'll explain some of them in depth as we go through them to kind of explain why I choose what I choose. These interact prompt style button hints. That's just make the game more clean. You know, I've been playing for years. I don't need to know what each thing does and all the little excess information when I'm looting. Crosshair image feedback, that just makes it cleaner when you're shooting someone, you know, instead of having that visual clutter. Stacking, self-explanatory. Health bar, of course. Ping opacity faded, same thing, just visual clarity. Um, Enemy highlight enabled. Most of these are just kind of copy and paste, pretty much the same as anything else you'll see. Um, I have my mantle boost UI off for the same reason. Just I have the timing down. I've been super gliding since before the change where you can basically mantle. They call it mantle boosting. Super gliding, same thing. I made it basically free now. Um, Taking damage closes death box or crafting menu. You want that off, so if you're you're armor swapping or doing anything in a death box, grabbing a teammate's gun or an enemy's gun, grabbing an armor, whatever. Have that off so it doesn't instantly cancel as soon as you take a little bit of damage. Same thing here with having these off. I mean, I don't need to know when I'm low on health or when I need ammo. I see that, I know. Have this on max because I like finding my arsenals and upgrading my guns, like pinging them on the map and knowing where the nearest one is. None of this matters. Pretty much none of this. My reticle and laser sight. My reticle, I have like a cyan. Doesn't really matter on the color. Laser sight's green, pretty basic. Colorblind mode, Tritanopia for sure. I highly recommend changing this. Tritanopia, you have like a lot more vibrant game. It looks a lot more clean and crisp. The rest of this doesn't really matter. Subtitles, I don't really use any of that. So, controller, I have a custom button layout. Pretty basic. Just crouch with the right stick, and it's just kind of weird, but I just switch my R1 and R2. I keep the L2 the same. Default sticks, crouch button hold, I have for B hopping and just more easier movement. Um, I have this off so I can inspect my gun, or my knife rather, my kunai, or whatever. Inspect it easier with just a button instead of having to go to the menu wheel. L2, R2 button end zones, none. Obviously, you want to be as responsive as possible. Menu cursor speed, about half, a little bit over half. Personal preference there. And the sense, I've just switched to this within the past 2 months, and I've been shooting better than ever. So I'll explain this as best as I can. I play 4-1 linear, which is pretty basic. These per optics are off. Let's copy these. But in advanced look controls, this thing called bleed throughs. So these are off, you turn them on, and your per optic settings here, these bleed through onto your actual sensitivity. So um, copy these. These are the actual settings that are like apply, like the per optics that are applied, I guess. None of this matters. None of these ALCs matter. Only the per optics. And you turn these back off. And it basically replaces these with those which are more consistent. Video, pretty basic, halfway brightness. Um, Sprint view shake minimal. Obviously, you don't want to be have your whole screen going crazy. Performance, I'm on PS5, so 120 FPS, obviously. Audio, this is super important. I don't know if this is automatically put on, but focused makes footsteps way more clear to hear. So obviously, Apex has awful audio as it is. Focus helps a lot with that. I'd recommend turning your music all the way off. I mean, I personally don't like being in the final zone fighting another team, and all I'm hearing is, drums and trumpets playing. Um, that's pretty much it as far as settings. Uh, a lot of the stuff you just practice in the range. I mean, bot rail is great. The firing range is where I spend a lot of time, like 30 minutes before I even play, warming up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for tuning in, and have a nice day.